deeper level about the playing, how playing is important in a child's growth and their journey. So, what is actually a definition of a play? So, play is a natural and voluntary activity that children engage in for enjoyment and exploration. It is self directed, meaningful, and driven by the child's interest, for sure. Through play, children make sense of the world around them. It supports learning across all developmental areas such as cognitive, social, emotional, and physical developments. And lastly, play is recognized as a key of every child under the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. So that's a kind of a full-time work for a child just to play. So meaning moving forward on to the next slide. So I've got the intro where so I'm introducing the play-based learning. So play isn't just for fun, it is how children learns best. When they play, they develop a lot of skills, and here I've got 5 skills that I'll be talking about. So first skill is the thinking skill. It is actually the problem solving skills. So like when they play, they pretend and they take part in thinking. They takes part in solving the problems they have. So it has a very vast kind of platform where they get involved and they start playing, they start thinking, they start solving the problems, and there are so much more. Then we've got the social skills, which ends up in sharing and turn taking, where the kids start taking part with different childrens around them, with they start sharing their food, where they start standing or being in someone's problem or solving or whatsoever. Then we've got the language skill. Then the child starts talking, listening, speaking, reacting, and there's so much more. Then we've got the emotional skills, like when 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 they play, they start sharing feelings, when they start sharing emotions. Like there are kind of games where we win and then when we lose, so they start gaining emotions, they start gaining feelings. When they lose, they tends to be sad, and then when they wins, they tends to become very happy, and there's so much more. Then we've got lastly the physical skills, which involves with the movement and coordination. Then we've got, moving on to the next slide, we've got the theoretical perspectives of play. So we've got 6 theory, sorry to be mistaken, we've got 5 theory. Yeah, the most important that are the Piaget's cognitive theory, which supports cognitive development through assimilation and accommodation. And also, Jean Piaget believed that children are the little scientists, which is actually so true. Then, through play, they experiment, explore, and understands the world. This is what the Piaget's cognitive theory explains. Then we've got the second one is Gottschalk's socio-cultural theory, where he believes that play helps children develop thinking and language. And then play enhances learning through social interaction and scaffolding. Then the next one, the third one, is the Erikson psychological theory, which is focused mainly on the emotional and the social growth, and says that play helps children build confidence, independence, and relationships. And then we've got the part and stages of play, which describes types of social play from solitary to the cooperative. And lastly, the Froebel's educational theory, which deals with the essential, which states that play is essential for holistic development and creativity. So we've got two we've got two images on the screen which reflects how focused the children are with the blocks they've got around them. So this actually shows, and this portrays us like the blocks they have got. It has made them so much focused on what they are doing. So hence play is actually very important in a child's learning journey. So moving on to the next slide, I've got the 6 different types of play. So I'll be explaining this with examples. And the first one is the physical play, which builds motor skills, health, coordination. For example, running, jumping, climbing supports health, coordination, and risk assessment. So while children is playing, they're actually developing a lot of assessment, a lot of skills they've got in within them. Then we've got the next one as constructive play, which enhances problem solving creativity. Like I've got some examples here, like making, which is the most popular these days, are the Lego. When they make a Lego, they are so much involved in solving the puzzle they've got, the solving the Lego which they have with themselves, then building blocks, then making the entire puzzle, and so much more. Then we've got the dramatic play, which develops imagination, empathy, and language. For example, pretending to be a real life hero, such as to be a teacher, to be a doctor, to be a Spider-Man or Superman or whatsoever. Then we have the social play. The social play deals with fostering cooperation and sharing relationships. Like for example, there are games which we pretend and which we play very socially and which fosters a lot of relationship in it. And then we've got the sensory play, which stimulates curiosity and cognitive growth, which usually deals with the smell, touch, sight, etc. Then we've got the games with rules. The last one is the games with rule, like which teaches turn taking, fairness, and self-regulation. Like this is actually involved with some adults, and yeah, the adult is always involved in the games with rules. And the last one is the significance of play-based learning. So this deals with the cognitive development, which we have already discussed before, the language development, the social and emotional development, physical development, and the creativity development. So the play-based learning practices implementation in the class. So how do we implement what they are learning, right? So we dramatic play corners, we set up role play areas, like we always ask them what they are interested in playing rather than we implement like what we want them to play. So we set up roles play areas like kitchen, doctor, shop, or social and development, language development. Then we've got the block and construction areas, like encourage problem solving and motor skills. Then we've got the sensory play tables, where we use sand, water, clay for exploration and creativity. Then we've the most fun for children play is the outdoor free play, which supports physical development and teamwork because they are always involved with team. Then the storytelling and puppet play enhance imagination and communication. Then the last one is the game-based learning, which deals with use in, which always takes games to teach rules and cooperation. And I've got some reference, the list of references I've took from. The first one is the Badrova Legends from 2015, and there are a few other references I took. And I hope I was able to explain the importance of play-based learning. And so I would lastly and lastly I would like to give my final message to the family is thank you for trusting us to be a part of your child's learning journey.